will be filled with it, right?
I think so.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Applicant Review Committee for Wednesday, July 23rd. It's 11 a.m. and this is a hybrid meeting. I'm calling the meeting to order. I have some admonishments to read here. This is a public meeting subject to public meeting law, and it will be digitally recorded. Deliberation of issues will only be conducted by the Applicant Review Committee members, unless permitted by the chair. Remember to always state your name for the record. For professional standard cases, only information contained in the staff report can be considered once the staff report is adopted. Assumptions, outside knowledge, or personal experiences should not be included in any discussion. Individuals who engage in disruptive behavior that impedes official business will be asked to stop being disruptive or leave the meeting. Additional measures may be taken to have disruptive individuals removed if their continued presence poses a safety risk to the other persons in the room or makes it impossible to continue the meeting. Juan, would you like to do roll, please?
When I call on you, please state your name and who you represent for the record. We'll begin with you, Chair Fletcher.
Mike Fletcher, representing Oregon Applicant.
Member Boren.
Mark Boren, representing Correction Policy Committee.
Member Dresser.
Kevin Dresser, Tiger Police.
And you sound very faint, Member Dresser.
Any better now?
Yes, slightly better. We'll
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Griffin. Member Griffin, can you hear us?
I can. Rhonda Griffin, APCO NINA Telecommunications Policy Committee.
And Member Wood.
Robert Wood, Police Policy Committee, Public Relief.
And now for staff introductions, I'll go first. Juan Lopez, Executive Assistant, DPSST.
Eric Riddell, Criminal Justice Support Specialist, DPSST.
Cindy Park, DPSST.
Marie Atwood, Professional Standards Director, DPSST.
Jennifer Howell, DPSST.
Kathy Pink, DPSST.
Melissa Langacho, DPSST.
And back to you, Chair Fletcher.
Thank you, and confirming we have a quorum.
We do.
Awesome, thank you very much. At this point, I'm going to be looking for consensus of the committee members. Hopefully, everybody reviewed the minutes of our last meeting. If you could, if there's any objections, otherwise I'm looking for a consensus to accept the minutes as presented. Thank you, Robert. No dissent. We will consider the meeting minutes adopted. And I understand, is there Mr. Ching, is he present? Mr. Ching?
Yes, if you guys can hear me, Cody Ching with Gresham Police Department.
Very good, thank you, sir. I understand you're going to be presenting some testimony to the committee. Just let you know that staff here will keep the time. You have a 5-minute limit to your testimony. For the committee, there's no questions being asked or interaction. We'll turn this over at this point.
Thank you, Chair Fletcher. Cindy Park for the record. Reviewing Cody Ching. The department received an application for training and a criminal history report form for Cody Ching, in which he disclosed a previous criminal disposition. On April 6, 2019, in Towns County, Georgia, Ching was involved in a single vehicle accident. When a Georgia Department of Public Safety trooper arrived on scene, no one was present with the vehicle. After approximately half an hour, Ching walked up to the scene and informed the trooper that he was the driver of the vehicle. The trooper noted a smell of an alcoholic beverage while talking with Ching, who agreed to participate in standardized field sobriety tests showing several clues of intoxication. The trooper obtained a positive breath sample. While there was blood drawn for a BAC level, the results were not included in the incident report that we received. Ching pled guilty, was convicted of driving under the influence on June 4th, 2019. The department did not identify sufficient evidence to support the finding of dishonesty. However, regarding gross misconduct. Ching violated the board's pre-employment moral fitness standard for gross misconduct when he chose to drive a motor vehicle on a public roadway while under the influence of alcohol, wrecking his car by driving it into a ditch on the opposite side of the road. His actions placed himself, others, and property at risk of harm. Chair Fletcher.
Mr. Ching, are you prepared to give testimony?
Yes, sir. Whenever appropriate, I'm ready to give testimony.
The official timer is prepared, I believe. Sir, you may begin.
Okay. Thank you for your guys' time. Apologize I was not able to make it there in person today. We have training here in Gresham, and so if you hear any gunfire in the background, that's for firearms training today. So everything that was mentioned is in fact correct. In April of 2019, I made a decision to drive home late on that evening from a local bar in Towns County, Georgia. And shortly after, and I make no excuses about anything that happened that evening, shortly after leaving that said bar, on my way home, I received a phone call from one of my friends that was still at the bar, advising me that I wasn't in a position to drive, which was correct, and asked that I turn around, bring my vehicle back to the bar, and we would work out a ride home. So what I did at that moment was I had pulled over and attempted to spin my vehicle around on the side of the shoulder, get back to the bar was the intention. And in the process of that, discovered that my vehicle was stuck in some rather deep mud. I don't know the exact legal definition of an accident. I didn't believe that I was in an accident until the report came out, and it wasn't made aware to me that evening that I was in an accident. But I guess that's kind of a moot point. One way or another, my vehicle wound up in that ditch or deep mud, was unable to get it out. And with that, my friend advised me just to stand by until they showed up. A ride would come pick me up. And about the time that they had pulled up, the lights and sirens and blue and red lights came on right behind them, and the cops began questioning them. And I was in a scared position. And so I hid in the forest that was just adjacent to where my vehicle was parked. And after a brief period of time, I came out and confronted the police officer and told them that it was me who was driving the vehicle. And from that point on, was very cooperative, answered any questions that they had, and kind of began to sink in at that moment the gravity of what the situation was, and not only the trouble that I was going to be in, but also as morbid as it may sound, that was probably the best case scenario that could have happened, because it could have been a whole lot worse had I sustained property damage, physical damage, death on anybody on the road or myself. And so there was a sense of relief that that was the case. But needless to say, they dismissed my friends that had come to pick me up and administered the field sobriety tests, breathalyzer, I believe, and then they transported me to the local hospital for a blood draw. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I can tell you clearly, hence the guilty conviction, that it was above the legal limit. So I did spend that evening in jail, the local jail, and then the following morning, living in Georgia, I was the only person. I have no family there. I just finished going to college and playing baseball, and I just started my career in banking. And so I called my parents to let them know what happened, let them know physically I was okay. Then I called my boss at the bank, and then I called an attorney to see what I needed to do to handle the next steps. Living in a small town of about 2,000 people, that very next Tuesday, it was in the arrest reports. And being in a position at the bank of an assistant vice president at the time, my name associated with that bank, obviously there was some reputational damage done there, and just something that I figured I was going to have to live with on top of whatever else the judge had decided for me. Long story short, I went to court on my scheduled date, and a couple of my penalties were, there was a fine, DUI school. I don't know if you guys have that here in Oregon, but it's basically a 2-day extensive class from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 2 days. I was on community service. I had a temporary restriction on my driver's license where essentially I was able to drive to and from work. nowhere else, and then 1 year of probation. And I had no issues during that time whatsoever. But I did feel kind of a lump in my throat the entire time I was in Georgia, living in that small town, the reputational damage, and also people looking at me like I put their family and friends at risk by getting on the road that night. And I'm very mindful of that. And I'm sure if you guys have dealt with a situation like this before, it sounds pretty cliche, but it really was an eye-opening, humble experience for me. I've never since that day 6 years ago put myself in a position where that would even be a possibility. Coming here to the Gresham Police Department, I was very upfront with them from the start that it would show up on a background check and very detailed about everything that took place that evening. And ever since I started here, police work is not something that I ever entertained up until about a year ago. With every ride along, with every firearm session like what we're doing today, every person that I've met, it's just becoming more clear to me that this is where I kind of was always meant to wind up. And I know that sounds cliche, but I feel right at home. I haven't felt this much a part of a team or passionate about anything and ready to go all in and invest anything since I was playing collegiate.
Mr. Ching, thank you. Your time has expired, and I appreciate your testimony. Thank you. For the committee, at this time, I'm looking for consensus to adopt the record as it's been presented, or if there is a change or an edit that you feel needs to be made.
Member Wood, for the record, I'll make a motion that we adopt the staff report as written.
Thank you, sir. Any objections? So this does not require a vote, but there are no objections, so we consider the record adopted. Moving on for the committee, take open discussions for aggravating or mitigating factors. Remember to please state your name prior to giving testimony.
Kevin Dresser for the record. Can you hear me? Okay.
You're slightly silent, but I believe that it's enough.
Okay. Obviously aggravating is, the decision to drive that night and the accident or getting stuck, whatever we want to call it. But, mitigating is him taking responsibility for that. And obviously this is also 6 years past, but I did find that his time to speak with us, that he's definitely moved on from that and corrected that. And obviously the Gresham Police Department agrees with that, or they would not have hired him.
Understood. Thank you. Anyone else?
Mark Bourne, for the record, I would say also aggravating was that he, I guess, went into the woods or fled the scene temporarily when law enforcement showed up, and then did obviously come back and talk to the law enforcement officer, but initially he didn't stay on scene.
Thank you, sir. Mike Fletcher, for the record, mitigating is the fact that Mr. Ching chose to be present today and give testimony. That's, to me at least, it's the appearance that he has taken full responsibility and owns his actions from the past.
Committee Member Wood, another mitigating is he completed all of his required court-ordered mandates, and states he's actually learned from that and had embarrassment from his small community and the position he put them in, including his bank, damaging possibly the reputation of the bank with the personal member being convicted of drug driving.
Thank you, sir. Any other? believe that closes the inputs. Ms. Parks, do you want to recall those?
Cindy Park for the record. For aggravating, I have the decision to drive while under the influence and the resulting accident, and that he fled the scene initially after the accident occurred. Mitigating, he took responsibility and for his own actions. The incident was 6 years ago. His verbal mitigation was mitigating today, and he chose to be here to provide that. Gresham PD hired him knowing his history. He completed his court-ordered requirements, and he learned from his mistake and how his actions impacted himself and others. Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the committee, we're going to open discussions whether there was a moral fitness violation. A reminder for the staff or for the committee members that a moral fitness finding identified in the staff report, you either can affirm, accept as is, modify or edit, make changes, or negate and remove everything. Mike Fletcher for the record. There is a moral fitness violation by the state standards of a drunk driving conviction. And I would make a move to affirm as is.
Member Wood, I'll second that.
In second, is there any discussion?
Member Frost has their hand raised. Member Frost, did you need to comment on something? Oh, it was a mistake.
We'll call for the vote.
Right, we are voting on a motion to affirm the moral fitness violations as presented. Chair Fletcher?
Aye.
Committee Member Boren?
Aye.
Committee Member Dresser?
Aye.
Committee Member Frost? Committee Member Griffin?
Aye.
And Committee Member Wood?
Aye.
Motion passed.
For the committee's consideration, taking a vote of whether there should be action, to take action or no action.
Rob. I will.
There's a motion on the table, looking for a second.
I wasn't able to hear the motion. It was broken up.
Mr. To take no action.
I'll second that. Mark Bourne for the record.
Sir, any discussion? Call for the vote.
We are voting on a motion to take no action. Chair Fletcher?
Aye.
Committee Member Boren?
Aye.
Committee Member Dresser? Committee Member Dresser?
You can't hear him, but he said aye.
Committee Member Frost? Committee Member Griffin?
Aye.
And Committee Member Wood?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Mr. Ching, at this point, you are free to go. My suggestion is go forth and do good things in Gresham.
Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be here and your vote of confidence in me. I apologize. I have to ask real quick. I am scheduled for the 28th, and I'm not really privy to all the legalese, but does this mean that I...
Oh, did he go?
I removed him.
I'll let him know.
Okay.
So at this point, we're moving on to the second case, Ms. Park.
The second case we're reviewing today is Manuel Montoya. The department received an application for training in a criminal history reporting form for Montoya, in which he disclosed a previous criminal disposition. On May 16th, 2017, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a report of an individual who was later identified as Montoya fighting with neighbors in the area. Witnesses stated that Montoya, who had been drinking alcohol, came to a home where he was known and was, quote, acting crazy, end quote, punching a family member of the witness and dropping the witness to the ground as the witness tried to calm him by bear hugging him. When deputies arrived, Montoya was agitated and did not comply with the officer's verbal commands. They were unable to physically resisted deputies as they were attempting to take him into custody. Ultimately, Montoya was tased and the deputies were able to secure him and take him into custody. On August 14th, 2017, Montoya pled guilty to the offense of resisting arrest. Moral fitness violations. Montoya engaged in gross misconduct when he was physically violent and caused significant physical harm to some members of the public and a police officer. The department did not identify sufficient evidence to support the finding of dishonesty. Chair Fletcher.
Thank you. And confirming Wong, Mr. Montoya is not present?
He's not.
Okay, thank you. Looking for the committee looking for consensus of the committee to adopt the record as stated. Please state your name, or, sorry. Looking for consensus. Seeing some thumbs up. Thank you very much. Are there any dissents? We will consider the record adopted as presented. For the committee, open up discussion whether there was mitigating and or aggravating circumstances or factors to this case. Mike Fletcher, for the record, I will say that aggravating is the fact that Mr. Montoya was stated to be well intoxicated in the public to the point where it was causing a disruption and physical altercations with both the public members as well as law enforcement. Also aggravating that he was found guilty. Mike Fletcher, for the record, for mitigating factors, I did acknowledge the fact that he wrote a letter where he's taking responsibility for his actions that date. I appreciate the comments that he made within the letter. Also mitigating is the fact that the Department of Corrections is well aware of this event and still has accepted to him and his application to serve working for the state. Any other input? Hearing none, Ms. Park?
Cindy Park, for the record, for aggravating, Montoya was highly intoxicated, which led to a physical altercation with the public and law enforcement officers. He was found guilty of the charge of resisting arrest. I don't want to clarify, he did plead guilty to that charge,
Yes.
just for the record.
Thank you.
Mitigating, his written mitigation was helpful in mitigating. The DOC is aware of the disposition and chose to hire him. Chair Fletcher.
Thank you. Open for discussion whether there was a moral violation or a moral fitness violation.
Robin, for the record, yes, definitely in my opinion there was a moral fitness violation. In fact, I feel the behavior exhibited is very concerning at best. Although it was alcohol induced, which is not an excuse, assault is a serious issue for me. So yes, I would say there definitely is a moral fitness violation.
So I'm looking for a motion to affirm, accept as is, modify, make changes, or negate and remove all.
Mark Bourne, for the record, I'll affirm the moral fitness violation and accept as is.
And a motion, is there a second?
Rhonda Griffin, for the record, I second.
Thank you. There's moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Call for the vote.
We are voting on a motion to affirm the moral fitness violations as presented. Chair Fletcher,
Aye.
Committee Member Boren,
Aye.
Committee Member Dresser,
Aye.
Committee Member Frost, Committee Member Griffin,
Aye.
and Committee Member Wood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. And here I have a procedural question for staff. In your report, Ms. Park, it was clearly stated that there was no evidence of dishonesty. And
Yes.
so procedurally, can we just skip over that on our process?
I believe so. Correct.
Very good, thank you. At this point, I'm asking for a motion and a vote of whether to take action or no action.
Mark Bourne, for the record, I'll motion to take no action.
Thank you. There's a motion. Is there a second?
Rhonda Griffin, for the record, I second that.
Thank you. Moved in second. Is there any further discussion? We'll call for that.
We are voting on a motion to take no action. Chair Fletcher,
Aye.
Committee Member Boren,
Aye.
Committee Member Dresser,
Aye.
Committee Member Frost, Committee Member Griffin,
Aye.
and Committee Member Wood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Is there any need to go over the administrative closures?
Yes, thank you. Cindy Park, for the record, we did provide several inquiry closure memos. I did want to point out there was a correction in the inquiry closure memo for Luke Stanley. In the third paragraph, it states that he is 18 years old at the time of the incident. He was in fact 19 years old. So just correcting that, and that's the only mention I need to make.
Thank you very much. Is there any more business before the committee? Hearing none, I'll remind everybody our next meeting will be held at the same place here at DPSST in hybrid. It'll be taking place on August 27th at 11 a.m. Thanks everybody for attending. It helps us move these cases along. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.